So on the approach to the trailer, I'm observing the horse. He's a pretty big horse for a single load trailer. His head's down, he's sniffing, he's engaged, he's not afraid of the trailer, right? But he's a little bit snorty, a little bit unsure. Oh, he might just put himself in the trailer. So he's sniffing and inspecting, but he's thinking his way into the trailer. I'm going to jump in and just get a carrot. I left the carrots down here. And again, if he's nice and calm, I'm going to ask him to come in for the carrot. Excellent. So no pressure on the halter or lead rope. He got all the way in with his front feet, so I gave him a carrot. Once he's in here, he's looking out. He's a little bit wide-eyed, a little bit high-headed, so I'm not going to ask for more until he can focus a little bit more forward and bring that energy down just a smidge. There, he wanted some more carrot. He lengthened his neck, so he gets another carrot, even though he didn't take a step in. Then I'm going to get behind the chest bar, because he seems pretty willing to get in, and I'm just going to offer a carrot. And if he wants to back out, he absolutely can. So here he's thinking about the carrot, but it wasn't quite enough motivation. And he starts looking around, looking out the window, sniffing stuff, not quite sure. And he's high, he's a big horse, so with his head high, he can easily bump his head. I really need him to be relaxed with his head low to reduce the chance of him whacking his head on the ceiling, whether he's getting in or getting out. Good, so he's sort of stretching forward, can't quite reach the carrot unless he steps on the ramp with his hind feet or steps farther in with his front feet. And he's not quite as calm, not quite as secure as the gray mare was. So I'm just giving him time. He's not backing out, but I'm not asking him to come in further because he's still showing some signs of anxiety. Not high stress, but just enough stress that he's not 100% calm. So part of the positive reinforcement is just doing nothing. Just letting him hang out here where he's willing to come in until he feels safe this far in the trailer. If I keep asking him to come forward and come forward and come forward, he's going to start resisting me. And if he wants to back out, that tells me he quit feeling safe this far in the trailer. So I'm going to let him back out. It's not teaching him to blow through pressure. It's teaching him he can do what he needs to feel safe. And I'm not going to close him in until he feels safe. Right, so he's kind of got the front feet in. He's got his neck long. Now I can't see the whites of his eyes. He's starting to relax his facial muscles. I still have the carrot on offer, but he's not confident enough to come in farther to get the carrot. And he's kind of going in and out of being sure, being unsure. Yeah. So here, if his anxiety level is increasing, this is a really good moment. He's not backing out himself, so it's a good moment for me to ask him to back out. So I'm working on the unloading. At the same time, I'm getting him in the trailer, confident inside the trailer, little by little. So I'm going to ask him to back up all the way off the ramp. Right? Then I'm going to offer the carrot, no pressure on the lead rope, and I'm going to see if he follows the carrot back in. And he's a little skeptical. So this is perfect. This is the kind of time that you want to take. As soon as he elevates his head and neck, as soon as he's looking around like that, He's showing signs of uncertainty, even if it's not a high level of fear. So those little signs of uncertainty, the faster I ask him to get in the trailer, the sooner I put up the butt bar, all of that fear is going to escalate the more challenged he feels. So I want to keep the challenge level low and build confidence. And so that's why I consider trailer loading part of basic handling. It's a confidence builder with something that we have to use all the time, right? Where the other mare was very confident, she followed the carrot in pretty quickly. He's a lot more skeptical. And he shows more signs of anxiety and distraction, and he lifts his head more often than she did. He looks around a lot more often. So I'm just correcting him with the lead rope if he looks left or right. I need his brain in the trailer before I can get his feet in the trailer. And when his brain is in the trailer, he's showing mild signs of anxiety, right? I want that to be 100% gone. Right? So he came in with his front feet very quietly, very easily, but he couldn't come farther. So when I asked him to back out, now he's not sure about getting back in. But it's very important that they learn to unload at the same time they learn to load. You don't just want to keep stuffing them in the trailer. The worst injuries and accidents have been with unloading rather than loading. As long as the horse is outside of the trailer, everybody's a little bit safer than once they get in. And if they're in the trailer in a high state of fear, it starts to get really dangerous. So here I'm just letting those emotions settle. I'm keeping his mental focus inside the trailer, but I'm not asking him to get in. I'm just waiting like that lengthening of the neck, a little bit of snorting, which tells me he's still unsure. But that sniffing, that curiosity is a very good sign. The long neck is a very good sign, soft eyes, regular breathing. And the test of using positive reinforcement is the carrot doesn't matter that much until they feel safe. So I could ask him by leading him in with the lead rope, putting pressure on the halter, and he might do it out of obedience even if he doesn't feel entirely safe. So if I want the horse to trailer load for life, I put no pressure on the halter and lead rope, and I just want them to follow the treat inside. So there he's a little more motivated to follow the carrot, but I want some feet on the ramp before he gets the carrot. Yeah, very good. Very good. So I'll give him a carrot for that. And I'm only using the lead rope if he looks left and right. I need his mind in the trailer. I need his mind looking in the trailer. And you see I'm keeping a safe distance as well in case he gets in too fast, and I have an open escape door. If I didn't have an escape door, I'd have to load him from the outside, which is a little harder for them because they have to get in for an unknown bucket of food all the way forward. There's a little more confidence. So he gets another carrot. And then I move a little bit farther back. So I'm always keeping about 3 feet between us. I'm never too close. If he suddenly jumped forward, I've got some space to back up. He gets about this far, and then he's not super confident. So again, looking out the windows, sniffing the trailer, chewing on the trailer, all of those are him in the process of deciding if it's safe to get in or not. Right? So all of that exploration is part of how they decide that it's safe to go in or it's not safe to go in. So it's really important that we allow it. And also if he chooses to back up and get out of the trailer, I put no pressure on the halter and lead rope. He can walk out of the trailer anytime he wants. And part of that, knowing that he could get out when he wants, is important for building the confidence of getting in and staying in the trailer without fear. If I stuff him in here, which I've had to do because of a hurricane evacuation, it didn't really help his confidence level. I can get it done, but this is different than just getting a horse in a trailer because you absolutely have to. This is training them to be confident in the trailer, to be relaxed in the trailer. And that's a little bit of a try, so you get a little bit of carrot. Good. Now he's starting to get to where I have to go under the chest bar to keep my 3-foot distance. So I'm going to see if he can put himself in further now. And this is where we got stuck before. So I'll give it a few minutes. And if he can't come forward, but he's not backing out, then I'll ask him to back out and practice the unloading. But the longer I just let him hang out here with the carrot sort of in front of him, the more he has to decide that he's safe this far in the trailer. Now there, he chose to back out. So again, no pressure on the halter or lead rope until his mind left the trailer. So now I'm going to put his mind back in the trailer and repeat. So no big deal. He doesn't go under stress. I don't punish him for trying to back out. So there was no fear escalation, and he'll be more confident coming in each time he knows he can get out. I got to get some more carrots. I know. How to keep my supply. Very good. All right, so the less fear and the more treats, the more reason he has to want to get in this trailer. Without the treats, he might get in out of obedience, but there's really not a lot of motivation to get in a small, tight space, especially a big horse. He doesn't have a lot of room in here. And tight, confined spaces are not safe. Now, that was him choosing to get out. And you saw his head comes close to the top of the trailer, even if his neck is long. So if I tried to stop him from getting out there, so I'm just going to ask him to move around and put his brain back in the trailer. And we're going to wait right here for just a second. Now, he really wants the carrot now that he's out here. But if I had put pressure on the halter in that moment, I would have caused him to bang his head on the trailer. That's not very smart. But this is, again, for him to figure out. His feet off the ramp is his way of avoiding getting in, right? So again, I can let him look inside the trailer, keep his brain in the trailer. I would like to see a little bit more calmness and a little bit more focus in here. Like that high, tight neck is a body language sign that tells me he doesn't feel safe. Right? So it's pretty boring work to let the horse make up their own mind. But that's what really helps them develop the kind of confidence that they'll get in the trailer without too much trouble, even if you have to rush them along a little bit. All the looking side to side is his way of avoiding the thought of getting in the trailer. Right? So the more he's looking at me, and the carrots are an incentive, but it won't work if he's truly afraid. So right there, that's a sign of anxiety. It's pretty mild, but his neck high and tight, that's what I can't force him to change. That is absolutely a waiting game. I can correct his attention and say, don't look left, don't look right. But I can't make him feel safer any faster than he's going to feel safer. Right? So right here, there's a change. He went from avoiding to becoming curious. Curiosity is the first sign, sniffing, inspecting, that's the first sign that they're overcoming fear. Right? It might not last long, but it's a good sign of they're in the right direction. So I still need your brain in the trailer. So now that he calmed down here, I'm actually going to ask him to back up right where he is. And I'm going to take the pressure off of him, take him away from the trailer, because he started to feel safe. Then we redo it. I start the process all over. He's better lined up this time. He's showing more relaxation, more interest in the carrots. So if I tell him he has to get in the trailer, which sometimes, okay, it's a fact of life. We have to get a horse in a trailer for medical reasons or for emergency evacuations but if we're going to the show regularly, if we want our horse to trailer load, travel, and safely unload with a lot of sense of safety and acceptance for this weird foreign job to a horse, then we have to give them the time that they need as an individual to build a sense of safety in the context of getting in the trailer, waiting, and unloading. That is a more moderate version of anxiety, right? So at this moment, no carrots. I'm not going to ask him to come forward. I'm not going to ask him to back up. I'm just going to wait. He's distracted by something, so I can ask him to think about me and look in the trailer. But I'm not going to ask for a step until that energy level comes back towards calmness. Because he's telling me right now, if I ask for more, it's only going to escalate the fear. There's the switch. So now I could ask for more. I could offer the carrot. I could sort of see if he'll come in. Very good. So as soon as they're out of fear, which is anxiety, tension, high-headedness, distraction, looking anywhere but inside the trailer, then the more you push, the worse they get. Once they shift that energy, like he just did, he went from sort of moderate anxiety to suddenly telling me, I guess I'm okay, right? So then he starts to put himself in the trailer again. And he gets to a threshold where he can get his shoulders, his head, neck, shoulders, and front feet in the trailer. But then that's kind of as far as he goes with confidence. So if I keep repeating that step, eventually the next step, or getting all the way in, is not a big deal. But he's showing me where his personal threshold is. And then when he gets out of the trailer, he still has anxiety. So I have to kind of wait. Even when he gets out of the trailer, I'm still waiting. I want him to focus. There. And I want the energy to shift before we think about going forward again. Come in. Good boy. I got a front foot. And then he backs immediately out. So all this is telling me is what he really thinks about trailer loading. He's trailer loaded a bunch of times. He's an ex-show horse, but he never really learned to become confident with it, right? So for those tries, ask him to move over. There we go. And try it again. And so that's a little bit of an accident waiting to happen. If they have fear of getting in the trailer, oops, sorry. There, I forgot what I was doing and I pulled the lead rope instead of offering the carrot, and he actually pulled backwards against the lead rope. I didn't pull hard, but I suddenly realized what I was doing was not leaving it up to him. There, very good. To put himself in. So now that I found his threshold, which is the 2 front feet, neck and head in the trailer, while he's still calm, I'm going to ask him to back out of the trailer. So before he backs out of the trailer, I'm going to back him out of the trailer. And he's a little bit crooked, so I'm going to back him up, right? Take the pressure off of him, and then we try it again. Sorry, I only have one little piece of carrot. I got to get some more. So I'm very careful not to put pressure on the lead rope if I'm trying to develop confidence with the trailer. That's a huge piece of carrot. That's very good. Right, so once he comes up, he got in much quicker this time, up to his threshold. right? He's not entirely confident, so I'm just gonna wait, pet him, wait for the energy to calm down just a smidge. Doesn't have to be perfect. And now I'm gonna back him out again, but he doesn't get a carrot for backing out, but he does get, there we go, nice and easy. There. So very, very light pressure on the halter, and I'm gonna back him all the way out. So this is also a reward for him going in faster. So now the minimum is he has to come to his, whoa, personal, okay, and we're in. That's what usually happens. So as soon as you build enough confidence and enough desire, I did not expect him to get in that time, right? And he's not super relaxed, so I'm just gonna feed him carrots. I'm not gonna try to put the butt bar up today. But I'm just gonna give him a lot of carrots. That's why I always have a whole bag. I don't want one little stinking treat. I want a lot of incentive. So as long as he's in here, he's still a little nervous, but I'm just gonna feed these carrots to him and hope that I have the opportunity to back him out before he chooses to back out. But either way is okay. Good. And that's pretty good. So now I'm gonna ask him to back out. Yeah. And he rushed a little bit, but not too bad. Good boy. So now we're gonna stand here because he backed out a little bit fast. He rushed, but he was thoughtful, so he didn't bump his head. So all of that in, out, at his personal threshold, suddenly they cross the threshold like that and they just get in, right? But that doesn't mean he's entirely confident. So I gave him a lot of carrots while he was in there, but the energy wasn't as calm as I would have liked. So I didn't try tying him. I didn't leave him there. I didn't try to put up the butt bar. I didn't shut the door, right? I just gave him carrots. And then before he backed out himself, I was able to gently push on the halter, ask him to back out. Once I started to back him out, he got nervous, he rushed a little bit. So now I'm just gonna wait here with his brain in the trailer, still facing the trailer, still facing me, and wait for him to drop his head. So I don't want him to just back out, rush back out, kiss the ground, and off we go. I want him to back out, relax, feel safe, then off we go. Oh. Do you want to get back in and have a carrot? Interesting, he just volunteered that. Very tempting to put him back in, but he did great for today and this video is getting too long. So I would be very happy with what he did today and we're gonna call it quits there. And now he's calm enough. He obviously is calm enough. He's trying to get back in. So it's time to walk away from the trailer with that thought in his mind.